Hello everyone, welcome to JRF Marathon, and today we are discussing Unit 2 Research Aptitude. We have already discussed 300 questions from Unit 1 Teaching Aptitude, and those who haven't watched the video, the link is dropped in the description box. Subscribe to the channel and comment notes for getting free notes of Unit 1. Research Aptitude Part 1. Question number 1 is an assertion reason question. Assertion. Research is essentially an attitude of inquiry and investigation. Reason. Research always leads to discovery of new theories. So, of course, research is an attitude of inquiry, but it doesn't always lead to new theory. It may verify old facts sometimes, or for solving problems by using applied methods. So, here it's option C. A is true and R is false. Now question number 2, who among the following defined research as systematic, controlled, empirical and critical investigation of hypothetical propositions? It's Curlinger. Curlinger's definition is widely cited in research methodology literature. He defined literature as systematic, controlled, empirical and critical investigation of hypothetical propositions. Next is question number 3 is a match the following type question. You have to match the type of research with their purpose. Fundamental research, applied research, descriptive research, analytical research. And purpose, practical problem solving, expanding theoretical knowledge, explaining what is, explaining why or how. So fundamental research is used for building new theories. Applied research is used for solving issues, descriptive research is used for describing the status, and analytical research is used to find the causes. So that will be option A. Now question number 4. A researcher studying the impact of colonialism on Indian education is conducting dash. Experimental research, historical research, conceptual research, descriptive research. So that is historical research because it deals with past records and interpreting past events. Now question number 5, it's a reason assertion type of question. Assertion, deductive research move from general to specific. Reason, it is mainly used to test hypotheses derived from existing theories. So, deductive research is basically from theory to hypothesis and then testing the hypothesis. So, here both the assertion and reason are true and reason is correctly explaining the assertion. So, that will be option A. Now, question number 6. Which of the following best represents an application objective of research? And the options are developing a new theory of bilingualism, using universal design for learning UDL to address learning disabilities in multilingual classroom, analyzing the frequency of vowel shift in regional dialects, comparing philosophical debates on knowledge. So when it comes to application objectives in research, they uses theories in practical context. So that will be option B, using UDL, Universal Design for Learning, to address learning disabilities in multilingual classroom. This best represents an application objective of research. Now question number 7 is a true or false question. All qualitative research is unstructured, inductive and hypothesis generating. So this is a false statement. Qualitative researches are generally inductive, but some qualitative designs becomes structured as coding progresses. So we cannot say qualitative researches are always unstructured. Hence, it's a false statement. Now question number 8, which of the following illustrates incremental research? Options are, a scientist develops AI to replace teachers in classroom. Now option B, a company improves the battery life of an existing smartphone model. Option C, a linguist creates a new theory of code switching. Option D, a psychologist invents a new therapy model. So incremental research, that means a gradual improvement platform should be there. It should open room for improvement, it should be innovative. So here it will be option B, a company improving the battery life of an existing smartphone. That is an improvement happening. So it's an incremental research. Now question number 9, formulating hypothesis and designing appropriate methodology belongs to which component of research methodology? Options are data analysis, problem identification, research design, interpretation. So research design usually includes planning, hypothesis and method selection. So it is option C, research design. So formulating hypothesis and designing appropriate methodology belongs to research design. Now question number 10, which type of research is more suitable for evaluating government policies? Options are applied research, fundamental research, historical research, conceptual research. So applied research evaluates real world issues like policy effectiveness. So the type of research that is more suitable for evaluating government policies are applied research. That is option A. Now question number 11, a teacher records data from class test to analyze student progress. This is an example of dash. Options are fundamental research, action research, experimental research, historical research. So teachers' reflective inquiry in order to improve the classroom practices. So that is an action research. So that will be option B, action research. Next is question number 12. It's the match the following type of question. You have to match the research ethics and principle. So the A column is integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, informed consent. And B column, avoiding bias, being truthful in reporting, respecting, participants agree willingly. So integrity means being truthful in reporting, that is honesty. Then objectivity, that is being unbiased. Then confidentiality, respecting the participants' privacy. Then informed consent, participants agree willingly. So that will be option A. Now question number 13, which of the following research approaches is exploratory and theory generating? And the options are deductive, inductive, descriptive, analytical. So the research approach that is exploratory and theory generating will be inductive, because induction moves from observation to theory. Now question number 14 is a assertion reason type of question. Assertion, research methodology is broader than research methods. Reason, research methodology includes philosophy, logic and rationale of research, while methods are just tools. So as mentioned, methods are always tools and methodology is a combination of the strategy and the logic behind the research. Assertion, research methodology is broader than research method is a true statement, and also research methodology includes philosophy, logic and rationale of research, while methods are just tools is also true. So it will be option A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Now question number 15, which of the following examples best illustrate descriptive research? Options are explaining why unemployment rises after automation, B. Collecting data on literacy rate in rural Telangana, C. Formulating a new theory on cognitive load, D. Designing a new AI model for learning disabilities. So the best example illustrating descriptive research. So descriptive research is always based on what is happening. In that case, it will be option B. Collecting data on literacy rate in rural Telangana in order to know what is happening in the literacy scenario. Now question number 16 is a true or false type of question. Conceptual research is always non-empirical. So is the statement true or false? Conceptual research is theory based and abstract reasoning. It's not based on any empirical data. So the given statement is true. Conceptual research is always non-empirical. Question number 17, a study investigating why iPhone prices fluctuate frequently is an example of dash. Options are descriptive research, analytical research, historical research, conceptual research. So studying the cause and effect behind a phenomena is always analytical in nature. So this is an analytical research, option B. Question number 18, match the following type of research based on logic, and the columns are deductive, inductive, abductive, hypothetico-deductive, and column B, observation to theory, theory to testing, best possible explanation, cycle of hypothesis testing. So deductive is theory to testing and inductive is observation to theory. Abductive is giving best possible explanation and hypothetico-deductive is a cycle of hypothesis testing, iterative testing. So that will be option A. Now question number 19, which ICT tool is best suited for literature review? And the options are Turnitin, Google Scholar, MS Excel, SPSS. So ICT platforms like Google Scholar, Scopus, all these aids literature review. So the best suited tool for literature review among the given is Google Scholar, option B. Now question number 20 is an assertion reason type of question. Assertion: research enhances decision making in business and government. Reason: it provides logical evidence-based insight into problems. So the assertion that research enhances decision making in business and government is a true statement. And also the reason that it provides a logical evidence-based insight into problems is also true. So here both the statements are true and the reason is correctly explaining the assertion. So that will be option A. Question number 21. Which of the following is a primary characteristic of research? Randomness, critical analysis, subjectivity, guesswork. So research is always systematic, empirical, controlled and critically analyzed. So that will be option B, critical analysis. Now question number 22. A study using interviews to understand students' copying strategies during exam is dash. Quantitative research, qualitative research, experimental research, historical research. So qualitative research always seeks in-depth understanding of attitude, opinions and experiences. So a study using interviews to understand the students' copying strategy during exam will be an example of a qualitative research. That will be option B. Now question number 23, assertion reason type of question. Assertion: empirical research relies on observable evidences, and reason: it is always based on theoretical reasoning without experiment. So empirical research always depends on observations and experiment, but it's not just theoretical reasoning. So here the first statement is true and the second statement is false. So that will be option C, A true and R false. Now question number 24, a researcher observes classroom behavior, record attendance and studies participation pattern. This is an example of dash. Fundamental research, applied research, teacher research, conceptual research. So this is teacher research or action research because it involves systematic observation in order to improve classroom practices. So that will be option C. Now question number 25 is a true or false type of question. All historical research is descriptive in nature. So historical research can be descriptive or sometimes analytical depending on whether it merely records events or explains the causes of the event. So this given statement is false.